What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the final episode of Gnomoria here at Nompton. We got our goblin invasion. We sent off all that stuff in the previous episode to piss off the Goblin King, and we're going to see what the effects are right now of our transgressions. So we've got two nude goblins coming in, and this actually doesn't seem that much worse than any of the invasions they've hit us with previously. So I'm kind of wondering if, like, our messenger is just taking his sweet time, and everything that's happening really has no bearing on, like, the invasion quality that we're getting. I had wanted to do, like, one big giant invasion as the final part of the game, and unfortunately this doesn't appear to be that impressive of an invasion. So we'll keep an eye on it. When we go to our Kingdoms menu, it's been about 9 days now, 8 days. It's been a while since our last episode, I think. I think our last episode took place on, like, the 10th of fall, maybe? And so I sent out Garth, like, way long ago, and it still says that he's en route. I have no idea how this whole system works. I'm just kind of playing with something new. I was hoping, what somebody had told me is that if you do that, you end up with an enormous invasion of like 50 goblins that come in and try and wipe you out. That's what I had wanted to do. I wanted to see if the first action reaction team could hack it. If they could stand up to the heat, and they could hack it as in like goblin skulls. But it looks like, why is there somebody here with a... Oh, Scarlet's running off. Okay, she's smelting down their gear. That's what it is. Still after like almost an entire season, we still don't have all the lead floors in. They just stopped working on them, I think. They were working on them for a long period of time, and then they just sort of stopped. I don't know. There's a bunch of malachite bars that are supposed to be being built, and then it's just not happening. I think the game once again forgot about one of the things that I queued up and has just given up on it, and so I should probably just reassign it and hope that it works. There's a bunch of lead bars right here. Let's see, the Land of Drools, the agricultural settlement, has been discovered. I'm going to guess that scholastically they probably don't do very well, and I definitely don't want to have them over because they'll be drooling all over my hardwood floors here, and I can't have that. It gets that nasty little wavy thing going on when we get too much liquid on it. I can't be having that. Like, if they came up in our... I mean, it's got stone floors, but that's beside the point. If they drill on my table, it would ruin it. Also, it just seems really uncouth. It just seems as though it's something that I don't feel like dealing with. And so the agricultural kingdom will probably be ignored for the largest extent of the time because we don't need anything from them, and they've got to be named the Land of Drools for a reason. I don't see any way that they are not named the Land of Drools for, you know, negligible reasons. Let's go ahead and put in new scaffoldings right here. We'll continue working on this building while we wait for something to happen. Hopefully during the course of this episode our insult is delivered. Otherwise I'm just going to be like, WTF, Garth. What's going on, man? How come the insult was not delivered properly? Unless I have to send more insult, that might not have been enough. I mean, I sent them like 10 skulls of their own people, and so I assume that would irritate me. I've only got like 20 people in my city, so I do wish that they would add a feature so that later on we could go to other people's settlements, like we could go look at their city and see how it looks. I think that would be ultra swell. So I hope that that's in the works because that seems like the sort of thing that might be fascinating to me. I'm gonna put in a floor. And we will go chiseled as always because they're keeping the marble blocks stacked up high. And that's not what I wanted, so we'll go ahead and cancel that. And I right-clicked something, so bad things are happening. And we want a chiseled floor right here to run the expanse of that entire thing. We'll put in our chiseled floors right there. Put in our chiseled floors right there. If that plank ever moves, it says that there's a problem with the people that are trying to move in over there. Oh, they changed the colors of the scaffold too. Great, because there's nothing I love more than multicolored nonsense taking place on my land. On my land. No. But anyways, I think we should probably be able to do something interesting in this. I mean, I'm trying to collapse my own society. Let's go down to the bottom floor and get rid of a bunch of the torches. Maybe that'll help. Help us implode on ourselves. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I went off screen for a second. Just deconstruct all of these. And then in the darkness, the enemies will grow that will attempt to destroy us from the bottom. Being destroyed from the bottom is usually what happens to me after my visits to Chipotle. I mean, if you don't have Chipotle, what it is it's basically like a slightly higher class version of Taco Bell, where you still are just bombarded by gastrointestinal problems. Oh, you dumb bastards. I hate you all. Why would you... So 103 of one block, and you choose to use the one that we have like 4 of. Morons. Absolute morons. I realize I gave the wrong order, but still, like, really? When have we ever used the color blue for any of our construction? When? Hey, I'm saying to cancel the job here. It's not enjoying selecting the proper layer here. Alright, well I'll just wait till they get it all down and then we'll replace the floors. It should work out okay. It's just... I get frustrated when I do dumb stuff and then I have to waste time on it. I do wish that... this is why I try and sell my stocks of everything else that I have. Or make like big piles of blue stone out here that are too far away that they can't get to, so that you can always build in the proper color without anything going wrong. This tower is actually shaping up to look pretty awesome. It's not shaking up. Stop using the wrong blocks. Why? We have clay golems. And they're attacking people while they're in bed. It's going to take our warriors a while to get here. Oh, clay golem got bored. He's got a short attention span. A serpentine golem. Our guards are already here, murdering golems, dulling out their blades atop their stone heads. Is this guy murdered yet? No, he's not murdered yet. Oh, he ran by. He snuck by while he had a diversion. Good man. Good man. I was hoping for zombies or something a little bit more terrifying, but I can go for golems. That works. Whole lot of walking going on, though, and the front gate is utterly unguarded. Sounds like we got some tree choppinating going on right now, which is good. Is this finished? Alright, you guys are finished being dumb. Let's go ahead and replace this with chisel floors for the marble ones. Because reasons. And then once that's back into place, we can put in the next... Actually, I'm not going to put in the next layer. This is where it's going to actually stilt in one more time on every side, so we always get kind of this little figure that's kind of diminishing as it goes upwards. And that's kind of the architectural thing that I was going for. But I'll probably continue playing this map on my own, even though this is the final episode. I may drop by every now and again just to show you guys, because I really do want to show off these towers when they're done. I did want to do that crossing bridge thing in the middle. It's a project that I've never undertaken in my own time, and I do feel like it's going to be a pretty... I never want to be undertaken, by the way. I realize that someday I will be undertaken, but telling a person that they are undertaken, that's kind of a scary proclamation. I'd be like, was that a threat? What? But back to the point. Which, I mean, there's usually not that much of a point to begin with, so... Reasons. I built a crossbow, by the way. We did get... I made a steel crossbow bow, but he doesn't have the parts right now to be able to make a full crossbow. Basically, when he was doing the invention, he got the idea for half the crossbow and not the other half, which is disappointing. But I guess we won't be seeing any ranged weapons in this playthrough, at least not until like later on when I post the occasional video maybe, but disappointing how long it takes to get guns, to be honest. It takes forever. I wanted some firearms, I wanted to lay down some DACA, and the game is denying me, which I find to be deeply unpleasant. How long does it take to deliver the insult? Like, oh my god, really? How is he still en route? It's been almost like an entire season and a half. If it takes them 3 days to get here, how come it takes us like a decade to get over there? It's brutal. This is not being the final episode that I had hoped it would be. We got the invasion and I was so excited because I thought it was going to be like 1,000 goblins and it turned out to be 4. Well, you goblins did not bring your A-game, considering I sent you a bag full of your own skulls. You did not bring your A-game. You brought far, far less. Is this really how your people survive? Because this is pretty pathetic. I am insulted at the lack of concern you have for the fact that I am decapitating all of your citizens as they come into my territory. You should probably up and do something about that. I mean, that's what a good leader would do. That's what I would do. So, you know, goblin leader, step your game up. Make it real, if you feel me. Where is he from? He's got awesome sideburns, so I'm gonna look at what he has. He brought us iron. We don't really need that much more iron. I mean, we're in good shape for iron, I think. I suppose I'll... Oh, I don't... Do I have any supplies locked down to handle this right now? I told our jeweler to build automatically, so I think there's the possibility I might actually have bartering goods this time. Let me see here. Oh my god. It takes forever to go through your list of stuff. Got 2 of those. We got 2 of those. A masterful bears. I did have statuettes. I knew it. I knew there were statuettes in here. I should probably get rid of those. And then the final emerald necklace takes us 90 worth over. About 96 anyways. Yeah, 96. So we want to find 96 worth of... Is that divisible? I don't think that's divisible. Wait, it is. Hold on. How did that work out? Oh my god. Crazy. Apparently it did. How weird is that just on happenstance that would end up being perfectly divisible by the one thing that I was gonna buy outside of there. Very, very strange when weird mathematical coincidences come up like that. It always drives me crazy. It doesn't drive me crazy, I just find it to be really, really interesting when it occurs. What were the chances that that would be divisible by 16? And I'm sure some statistician will jump in here and be like, actually, when you're using base 4, or whatever, and I should be like, oh, sweet. That's super awesome, bruh. I actually lost you right after the point at which you started using big words. So, in the interest of keeping myself from going crazy from confusion, I'm just gonna nod and smile and be like, that's very interesting, please tell me more. I want war! The only thing that I want is war with the Goblin Kingdom. Can I send my warriors over there just to raid and pillage them? Because if they're gonna fight me, I want to fight them. What is that? Appears to be some goblin appendage on the ground. I don't want to touch it. Somebody give me a stick. What is that? A goblin has very clearly lost some part of his body. And I'm not sure. I mean, it says it's a foot, but they're not going to fool me twice. Look at the shape of that thing. I don't know. That looks more like an ear or something else. And I don't want to touch it. We'll send one of the cleaners over. Pops, go get that. You can wear gloves if you want. Those big rubber ones that go up to the elbow, just in case. Garth. I'm starting to think that Garth is bugged. Oh, he's returning now. He's delivered the insult. It didn't say anything under the events menu, so let's see if maybe I missed it. I don't know. It took him a really, really long time to get there. And then it doesn't have any status update or anything. They're already hostile with us. I think they said they were infuriated. Was the amount of insult. Yeah, infuriate. Hopefully they send something to fight us by the end of the episode. If not, I will splice it on in for later. Just let the game run for a while, so that our final battle will be the most amazing thing that has ever been waged in the kingdom of Gnomoria, let alone the kingdom of Nompton, where it's generally peaceful most of the time. Bert's about to pass out in the field on top of a log, because he's got one leg and it keeps him from getting around effectively. We can't build him a new one yet with our Tinker. You guys had mentioned down in the comments of one of the previous episodes that they are thinking about adding that to tinkering, where you're going to be able to create like robotic limbs or something, and that sounds super awesome because I would augment all of my gnomes. I'd be chopping limbs off every single one of them just so I could add new limbs. Hell, chop their heads off too. We'll give them robotic CPUs for brains and have them run around with robo heads. Oh, with laser eyes and little rockets that come out of your temples, like little tiny ones that are like zip, like you know the rocket in Iron Man 1 that he fires off of his wrist that sticks into the tank and blows it up? Those, but out of the side of your head, so it'll be like zzz, and the rockets will come out and just stick into you and blow you up. Hell yeah. Gnomish destruction. And then at that point, the goblins will have tanks and things too, and it'll get real. They'll be flying over with MiGs, trying to carpet bomb us with napalm and Agent Orange and all kinds of other stuff. All of our gnomes will be running around with gas masks on and like Brotherhood of Steel armor. Oh my god, we need a Fallout 3. We need a Fallout Gnomoria crossover where this thing just advances in time year after year until finally everybody's in the future firing lasers and getting all kinds of ridiculous wartime foolishness out. Awesome. Super, super awesome. I would give that a vote of confidence. There's nothing for us to be doing right now. Like, there's seriously nothing we need to handle. We have all the supplies we would ever need to last forever. Basically, all we need to do is wait for more nomads so we can make our military bigger, and then essentially we've got a self-sustaining society that could stand on its own 2 feet for the foreseeable future without any problems coming up. The thing about Gnomoria that's always been troublesome is that it really doesn't have any end game. You can taunt the goblins, from what I can tell, and make it a little more difficult, but the game doesn't really have a whole lot of stuff at the end of the game you can aspire to aside from building nice stuff and then defending it. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of things, so I do wish that there was something a tier up above goblins, like orcs. Like, I hope they add orcs at some point, which are, you know, the goblins that we're fighting right now only have 40 or 50 in their weapon skill. And if you're looking at any of my warriors, My warriors have 95 skills, so obviously they have no chance whatsoever to defeat me in armed combat. They're pretty much doomed the second they step into the center of the ring with us, even if they outnumber us by huge numbers. So I'm hoping they add another tier of enemies, like orc kingdoms, lizardmen kingdoms, you know, troglodyte kingdoms, anything you can really think of. They did that with RimWorld, where they added cavemen, where they don't have any technology, but when they attack you, they throw stones and they come in huge numbers, and so you've actually got like this weird swarm effect. I hope that the mants also get upgraded too, like they get some kind of warrior mant cast or something that gets added in, kind of increase the lore. That's what I'd be focusing on anyways if I was making the game. I'd be coming up with more stuff to add onto the back end of the game, just because that's where the game seems most sparse. The beginning and middle are okay, but that end game, it seems to die on you pretty quickly. I do also, I mean, I didn't want to wait until the end to say this, but I wanted to thank you guys for sticking with me through this series. The Nerd Castle has had its ups and downs lately, and I've had my up and down periods, but it's nice to be able to recover, and it's nice to have you guys still show up to all the episodes. I mean, it's a blast having everybody watch the videos. I have been twitching a lot lately, and I will continue to twitch a lot, because I'm finding that that's a lot better for viewer interaction. It makes it easier for me to get a hold of you guys. Like, through the comments on YouTube, their notification system's weird, so sometimes I don't even get notifications for all the comments, and then other times they get buried in my inbox, because I think I get somewhere around 1,000 emails a day. And so, between YouTube spamming me with random stuff, all of the press inquiries, like I'm on a bunch of press lists and stuff too, so I just get bombed with emails every day, and so it's very, very difficult to keep up with every single comment like I used to, and so I found that Twitch is a great way to alleviate that. The only problem with Twitch is that a lot of people won't be able to watch it based on time zones and stuff like that, which I think can be a little bit irritating, because if I stream in the morning, then only the European fans will get to see it, because obviously the US fans and the NA and, you know, South American fans will all be at work or whatever. And then if I do it the other way, where I do it in the afternoon, then it's, you know, 1, 2 in the morning over in Europe. And so I feel like that's the only problem with Twitch right now, is that you can only service like half of your fan base or like half of your viewership at any given time. So hopefully I'll be able to step that up a little bit and figure out a schedule that will please everybody and allow everybody to see what it is that I have going on. I'm going to try and alternate, but the schedule that I'm looking at right now is maybe doing like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday stream. 3 hours each day, possibly, unless the stream really blows up. If the stream really blows up, I'll never truly abandon YouTube, but I may reallocate, just because the Twitch, honestly, I really enjoy streaming. Streaming is a lot of fun if you can get the technology up and running, because sometimes it's really, really choppy. Then on the other hand, I just like the way that people are able to talk to me directly, and if you have a question right there in the middle of the episode or right in the middle of the stream, you can ask it, and I can instantaneously answer your question, so that you don't sit through an entire episode going, why didn't you do this thing? Like, I can answer you right there, and I really do enjoy that aspect of it. We haven't had our invasion yet. It makes me sad. Makes me very, very sad. I wasted a whole bunch of steel making this stupid crossbow thing, because I thought I was going to be able to make a crossbow, and now I'm disappointed with myself. Deeply disappointed. It's like when you're on a diet and then you go eat an entire carton of Ben & Jerry's right after you start the diet, and you know you fell off the cart like the 3rd day in. It's the exact same feeling of shame. You're just like, well. But at least the ice cream was delicious. You always gotta look on the bright side of every situation. At least the ice cream was fantastic. I want this last episode to be totally poppin', and until Garth gets back with news as to how irritated the goblins are with us, I feel as though we've kind of hit a stalemate. I'm going to go ahead and stop right here, and I'm going to do a cut until the invasion comes in. See you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so this is it, our final battle. The goblins have arrayed an army before us that is wielding massive armors and awesome weapons, and also this purple-colored ogre that should probably stop holding his breath so much. He's not looking healthy. Well, it's kind of a blue one and a purple one. Let's see how this thing goes. We pissed him off, but now can we hack it? Oh my god, there's so many. Well, we've already killed one. Ooh, they had to run and get a bandage. That's never happened before. Took a little bit of damage. And then we have 4 nomads which have arrived, who are going to be running straight into the battle zone, so hopefully they don't get themselves nailed off. I would really prefer that they stay alive. I don't know if we can handle the bigger, badder ogres. I've never actually... Oh, he got his arm chopped off! Oh wow, the big purple ogres seem to be a lot meaner than the other ones. You can make it back, don't die! You magnificent bastards! Fight to the end, to the final man. We will stand arm in arm, and we will never fall against the goblin threat. They killed a 2-headed ogre, hell yeah. So did we lose it? We lost a hand, very clearly. There is totally a hand missing. So I'm not really sure how that's gonna go. So what are we looking like right here? It looks like we have serious, like, bad things that have happened. So let's go through and we're going to take a look at our damage. He's still got all of his armor. Krogar, the caps locked, appears to have lost an arm. And they were trying to get the other one too. So basically he can't wield his two-handed weapon anymore. He lost his arm in combat. This guy over here, Mr. Cuddlesworth, lost everything. Oh my god, they were hacking away at his left side like it didn't even... Wow, he lost himself arms, hands, legs. Ugh. Basically, they cleaved him in twain, and so he is no longer a useful, productive member of our society. But that was the battle that I was waiting for to show off to you guys. Now, every now and again, I'm going to show off my constructions that I've made on this map because I do want to keep it going for a long period of time. I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Thank you for joining me during this playthrough of Gnomoria. I'd like to thank the developers as well for making a super fun game. I will see you in Tropico 5, which is going to be the series which is replacing this one. I hope you guys had a lot of fun here. My name is Splattercat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and so forth if you haven't yet. I mean, if you're on like episode like 500 and you haven't subscribed yet, I guess I haven't convinced you. And so I'll see you later. Take care, everybody. I do.